Well, well, well. What do we have here? Of course, this picture is making the rounds on YouTube and X and everywhere else on the interwebs. Um, and it went viral, right? About a day or two ago. Tank Davis put out this picture and a couple of other stuff as well, and people went crazy. And my thing is, why? Why? I don't understand what the big deal is. I come from the '90s, and in the '90s, I mean, if you are the same age as I am, you should not be shocked by this at all. We had people like Prince, we had Michael, Guns N' Roses. Later on, in the early 2000s, late '90s, we had My Chemical Romance. Um, Shit, Merlin Manson even for a while was doing a bunch of feminine shit. Um, you had the Killers. So many artists. Especially in the music industry, would do stuff like this. And it was never. I mean, nobody really cared. I mean, there were some old people that would be like, "What's happening to children?" Which I get it, I guess, in a way. But I mean, the most shocking thing to me is the reaction from people, because people are acting brand new. They're acting like they haven't seen this shit before, when really this is tamed compared to the people I just mentioned. You know, is it kind of feminine the way he's posing? Yes, I understand. I get it. It looks a little sus, right? But I don't know. He hasn't said anything yet. Do we have suspicions? Of course, people have suspicions, and you're allowed to have your suspicions. A lot of people have talked about Tank Davis being maybe gay or whatever, or bisexual. But who cares? Why are people acting like this is like something new that we haven't seen before? Um, I really don't get it, dude. I really don't understand why people are acting like this. Um, and actually, I do understand. Actually, I know exactly why they're acting this way. They're being influenced by politics. That's really what it is. Because the narrative is right now. The narrative, and I am going to get on Tank in a little bit, but for now, I want to get on the people first. The narrative is that this is an example of how feminine men have gotten in America, and that we need to get more masculine, and we need to go back to being more masculine. But like I said before, this ain't shit compared to old school people, what they used to do and how they used to dress. Okay, if anything, we're way more masculine now, and we're way more prudish now, judging by the reaction to this and by some of the shit I see online where people can't see any type of painted hair nowadays because they immediately go political and say you must be LGBTQ or you must be SJW and all this stuff, all of this shit that they're not really saying, but their political parties tell them to say. Because that's the truth. Like, a bunch of these guys, they ain't really got their own opinions. They're just repeating shit that they heard somewhere. And it's like, I already know what you're going to say. Let me guess. You're going to say that we're too feminine now, that we need to go back to being more masculine because all of these men were raised by women. And that's why this country is on a decline. That's what you're going to say. I know you are. You're going to probably phrase it a little bit different. Put your own little spin on it, but it's the same shit, bro. All of these people are saying the same shit. Is it true? Hell no. Hell no, it's not true. We are the most, now in this day and age, in 2025, we are more prudish than any other time in history. in American history. Okay, anything we can't see any weird type of haircut. We can't see an earring or painted nails or anything like that because immediately we start thinking some political shit. And I say we because I'm including myself in the majority, even though I don't think that way. I have my own brain, and when I see something like this, I'm not shocked because listen, I don't know what happened to all the gay barbers, but there used to be a lot of gay barbers. There used to be a lot of trans barbers as well. I don't know if you guys remember the movie "Don't Mess with the Zohan." Right now, no, "Don't Mess with the Zohan." He was actually portraying the typical '90s barber, which was really like a gay guy. So that's what he was trying to portray. He was trying to make fun of that. But I don't know. Nowadays it's like people are just they think that they're reacting to, or they hate this kind of stuff. But I feel like most of them are just influenced by their political sides or whatever, which I have none. But I will say this, this is not shocking to me. Like I said, he is kind of striking a pose here. I have been informed that this is what happens when African Americans, are in between grading sessions or something like that. Um, and I guess, I don't know. And even if he was gay, I mean, this isn't impressing. I don't know why this is viral. I mean, I would understand if maybe he put out a sex video with him and Ryan Garcia. Then I'd be like impressed. Then I'd be like, God damn, I knew there was something going on. Especially when we saw the video of him and Ryan talking after that one fight, and they were both giggling and shit on the on the corner. I was like, man, there's something going on here, bro. This shit here. But who cares, bro? I mean, it would actually be more badass if he was gay and he's beating up all these people like that, because that would like change a lot of narratives, and that would be different. For me personally, it would actually make it more badass if he was giving us the fights that we want. And now I gotta get on Tank. I got on to the people, right? So now let's get on Tank. Pause. See, Mr. Tank Davis, he's not giving us the fights that we want. So to me, this brings the real problem with today's society. And it's not the feminizing of men. That's not it. It's not that. In fact, in my opinion, I think men especially nowadays, they have a fake view of what real masculinity is. They think that being masculine means that you have 3 or 4 females, and you're cheating on all of them. And they think that it means that you're constantly aggressive for no freaking reason at all. It means that you're a bully. It means that's what it means nowadays. It means that you talk shit about, anybody and everybody 24/7, and that you abuse your power on others, on people that are lower than you, and you also cheat. Okay, and that's facts. All of our heroes have done all of those things. All of our modern day heroes have done all of those things, and we praise them for it, as long as they're on the right side. Okay, and I'm gonna use one example, Ryan Garcia. Okay, and that's only because he's in boxing. But if we go outside of boxing, there's people just like Ryan Garcia outside of boxing, in politics, in the technology sector, everywhere, that have cheated their way to the top, had fucked people over to get to the top, and we praise them for them because they say the right key points in their speeches or whatever they say. Okay, so So yeah, that is what we like. That is what our heroes are. People that do less and get more for it, that take credit for shit that they really should not get credit for. That is what we our heroes are. And this is why we actually hate people that actually do things with their careers and with their lives. Like, for example, Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford, these types of people um, are the most hated here in America. You know, look at for example, look at Usyk, who just beat Tyson Fury for the second time, and people are saying that he could be one of the best of all time that ever laced him up. And of course, Americans jump to the gun and jump to the case and say, you know what? No, he's not. Right? But then at the other hand, they come and defend somebody like Tank Davis, who has not given us the fights that we have been asking for years. No Teofimo. Listen, even what's his face, Lomachenko. We wanted him a long time ago, but then they picked him now that he's about to retire and he's old. It's like, of course he's not gonna want that fight, bro. He said yes 5 years ago when he was good to go. But now that he has a couple of losses under his belt, now that he's not as good as he used to be, now you want to get the credit for it. The American way. Right there. You know? So these same people exalt someone like Tank, give him all the credit, are saying that people like Canelo, people like Terrence Crawford, and people like Usyk don't deserve the credit when they have done way more, 10 times more than Tank. And all of these other guys that you guys keep telling us are Hall of Famers and the best thing since iced coffee, which is what I'm having right now. You know, America is the upside down. You know, America is going through a bad place right now, and it has nothing to do with the feminizing of men and the lack of masculinity. It has everything to do with fake masculinity. That's what it has to do with people thinking that they're manly because they're bullying the weaker, because they're getting credit for shit that they shouldn't get credit for. And not only that, but people join in the lie. People know that Tank Davis doesn't really have anything to show for it, but they say, yeah, he does. And no, that other guy that actually accomplished, that beat up Tyson, that beat up AJ, you know, he doesn't really matter. You know, so that's what's really wrong with us. And that's what's wrong with not just Tank, bro. Like any American fighter right now, all they're doing is putting out clouds, putting out these air bubbles that aren't valuable, showing us the spectacles of boxing, but not necessarily showing us what boxing is about, which is boxing, fighting. Teofimo's doing it, Shakur's doing it, but at the end of the day, they're not fighting, bro. At least not each other. They're not fighting each other. They're fighting a bunch of other guys. Then they're gonna wait till they're old, and then they're gonna be like, "All right, yeah, I want to fight you now." It's like, bro, I was just about to sign my retirement papers, which is not a thing. But just think about that. That's what's going on in boxing right now here in the U.S. American boxing is dead because of that, because of fake masculinity, not no femininity. In fact, this ain't even as feminine as they used to get back in the 90s. This ain't shit, bro. This doesn't surprise me. Like I said, it would surprise me more if it was a sex tape with Ryan Garcia. I would actually be surprised. I'd be like, God damn. Let me record this shit. Oh man. But yeah. yeah, man, this reflects more on the people, and that's what I like about boxing. You know, the boxing is one of these sports that reflects on the countries and what's going on in the real world. You know, and to be honest, it doesn't look good for us. It makes us look stupid, makes us look dumb. Um, and listen, Tank knows. Tank knows that his people don't really care about boxing. That's why he put this out. Because if you notice, he put other things out, and people didn't care about that shit. He put his training regimen out, his weight. You know, people don't care about it. People don't care about training regimens, and they don't care about technique and none of this shit. They care about the spectacles. If they care about the fake shit, the fluff, the clout. That's what they care about. Um, and that's all good and well. That's fine. But you got to give me the fights eventually, because all you're doing now is selling me smoke. You're selling me smoke, but I don't see no fire.